Welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily, 4th of July edition. And Dre, we're off to a hot start today. We are off to a hot start because, as predicted, because I believe it's rigged, but no matter what, our boy Joey Chestnut comes through with, let me do this for Mace, 75 hot dogs to set the record. Of course, that was already set by him. As you can tell here, I'm in full vacation mode. I've got my Mile High City jersey on. Sun's out, guns out. Although, as you can see, the sun must have not been out very much recently because I'm sorry if my white upper arms blind you. But hey, there we go. We're 1-0 with that plus 200 profit boost. We'll take it.
Beautiful. I mean, that was really, now for starters, good thing there was that odds boost and we had that prop, because neither of those were entertaining at all. It was like by 30 seconds in, it's like, okay, these guys are winning by a landslide, both the men and women. So you had to have some action on Joey Chestnut, and it really got down to the last 50 seconds. He had like 5 dogs to go, but he's shoving them in his mouth 2 at a time and then shoving the buns in his mouth 2 at a time subsequently, and he doesn't get the point for the entire dog until the bun is put down. So I texted you with like 30 seconds to go. We need 3 more dogs here. How is he going to do it? And amazingly, he gets the second to last, or the second and third to last, in his mouth with like 6 seconds to go. And the final dog he ate with the bun, shoved that in his mouth. Now, I don't know. It was all in his mouth. Mouth wasn't fully closed. Maybe it was by the time the clock went 0-0. But he's still chewing. Like, you're kind of right. It's rigged.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is get the shot off your fingertips, right?
I guess that's true. It can still be in the air. It just needs to be out of your fingertips. Fine.
We're going with
Yep, I love it. You've changed my opinion. We're going with
basketball rules. We're not going.
Beautiful.
Those hockey rules would, go across the line.
Right.
Although the line his lips, because then he'd be safe there too.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I have no complaints. Legitimate win for us, and I would say a beautiful thing, but it was quite the opposite. But still, that was fun. That felt very 4th of July for us.
Yeah, exactly. Good start. And unfortunately, as I'm seeing here, just make sure I got it right here. Look, wait, some things are changing. I don't. What are you talking about there, Mike? He said, as a United fan, I'm delighted for your Wolves, RK. I don't know. Something happened. They were down 1-0. I'm trying to find out.
They were down 1-0. I tried to turn off the stream. Oh, 2-0. That stinks.
2-0. So he's talking crap to me, man. That's messed up.
You're getting trolled.
It's all right. 3-1. 3-1 since the restart. We're all right. We're doing fine. So there's an L for me. That puts me at 1-1 on the day. And then we had Man U win. Oh, that's why. Because they're trying to get that Champions League spot, which obviously it's embarrassing that they would even be fighting Wolves for a Champions League spot based on the money that each of those two teams are spending. But hey, good luck to your boys. I hope they lose. They did give me a win this morning, though, so good for them. And then we need Chelsea to come through later today. That'll be a hit, and that'll give me a 2-1 day. Yep.
And I added Brighton to that parlay. So I've got Brighton beat Norwich. So we've got the first 2 legs of the 3-way parlay in place. We just need Chelsea, which is in the minus 250s. So should be easy. Then I had my Serie A parlay, which was Juve beating Torino in the Turin Derby. And that went through 4-1, easy win. They scored 3 minutes in. So that was, now I just need my Milan to beat Lazio for that parlay to succeed. So we might have a good day, Ryan. And your boy, our guy, Tony Finau, doing big things. He's in the top 5 of the PGA, had a big day. One of the guys I like coming into the tournament, Matsuyama, after stinking it up the first couple days, he had a massive day. He's now tied for the lead. Excited about those 2 guys. I'm keeping a close eye on these PGA win lines now that we're getting close, Ryan. I just want to be like you and make the big money you did on that DJ win, especially since I realized, a guy like Finau at plus 6,800, or even Matsuyama at plus like 3,300 right now. As much fun as I have with these parlays, that's better odds than a lot of these parlays I can fashion up. So,
yeah, I'm trying to find my guy Finau here on the finishing position lines. Wow, all the way down there at plus 6,600. And he's just one off the lead. Now, the leaders haven't gone off yet, or they're just going off. So you assume they're going to make some moves. But Tony's going to be in contention tomorrow. And you're getting 66 to 1 on that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's no wonder I've put down I've sprinkled already.
It's worth a sprinkling. It's worth a little sprinkling.
Sure think so.
Yeah, maybe I go back. Maybe I'm really feeling it with golf. We're going to try and go back to back here.
That'd be huge. I did see someone tweet out a really emblematic thing about golf betting last week, where they said PGA was back like 3 tournaments. His picks were 0-5 in the first tournament, 1-4 in the second, and he was already 0-3 on last week's tournament, but had DJ to win it all, and that made up for all his losses and some. And that's kind of golf betting to its core right there.
Well, that's golf to its core, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
One great sequence can really keep you coming back for years to come. So I'm going to sprinkle Tony, I think, just for the fun of it, and be able to root on my guy tomorrow. And then, we always talk present. Well, we got a present under the tree from DraftKings this morning. They are offering me, and actually I saw this, and it might be a little, well, no, there's still enough games for you to get in on this. They're offering everyone a 17.76 percent profit boost on any 4-leg English Premier League parlay. But they offered me a 100% profit boost on any 3-leg parlay, as long as I get it in before tomorrow on July 5th at midnight. So I think I've got my play here, and with my 100% profit boost, this goes to plus 280. Wow. And it's all 3 heavy favorites. Chelsea to beat Watford, Liverpool to beat Aston Villa, and Manchester City to beat Southampton. We get all 3 of those, we're going plus 2. It's a gift. We love a gift. We love a gift from good old DraftKings. So I think I'm going to go with that for my play tonight. What are you looking at in terms of these Premier League games for, I guess, the late stage of today and tomorrow?
Yeah, the later stage of today, we've got the action on Chelsea. We need Chelsea to come through. Tomorrow, Sheffield United, who amazingly, every time I pick them, they don't come through for me. But when I pick against them, they always seem to do good things. And man, they've had a really nice season. So I like their chances against Burnley. Really like their odds here at plus 170. That's kind of my hottest pick. City and Aston Villa, too big of favorites. And then Monday, and the Monday picks we should get in now, because that's a game at 1:00 and we won't be coming on air until that's over. Tottenham against Everton. Tottenham coming off that tough loss that lost us some money midweek, and Everton's kind of similar to Sheffield United. They're one of these teams that's been tough to gauge. So I think the value really lies with Everton here at the plus 250. I would go the draw no bet way, where you're a little safer with a plus 155. Still very nice value for Everton. But frankly, that's a bit of a stay away for me. In a weekend where we have a lot of action, think of this. In La Liga, you can get both Barcelona and Real Madrid in a heated title race, where Barcelona's lost some ground the last 2 weeks and is in a do-or-die situation against Villarreal on Sunday at 2 p.m. You can get them at just minus 130. Why are we getting them at such good value? Well, they're on the road. And, this has been our philosophy since we've started the show. We're hammering those good road values because it doesn't matter being on the road anymore. Duh. And then Real Madrid, on the road to Atletico Bilbao, -134. Great value there.
Yes.
So you can really hit those up in La Liga. Kind of easy wins. I was telling you, Bayern's playing right now for the German Cup, kind of the equivalent of the FA Cup out in Germany against Bayern Leverkusen. They're heavy favorites, but they're a nice little pick for parlays to stick in there. And then I've got a nice little slate here of Italian games where I think my guys from Parma are +200 favorites against Fiorentina. Great value. Parma's won us a lot of money already thus far. Verona's been very good. They're on the road, -157. Hammer that against Brescia. And you can even get Atalanta, the team that Ali should really pick because they've been so amazing. They're a team that Pep Guardiola, City's innovative genius coach, has said he doesn't miss a game of theirs. The highest scoring team in Europe. They've won 7 in a row. They're a -195 favorite at Cagliari. That's basically like free money there. It's Joey Chestnut type odds. And finally, Napoli hosting Roma. You can get them at +104. Napoli's had a really good season despite their loss to Atalanta midweek. Roma's been playing poorly. That's another easy win. So pretty loaded slate here just on a Sunday, Ryan.
Well, and speaking of loaded, the comment section is loaded today. Shout out to everyone who's in there. Your guy Andrea's coming after you for picking Parma. But he also said happy 4th of July. Guy Chris O'Donnell here saying thanks for doing this on the 4th. Well, thanks for tuning in on the 4th. You could be doing anything. He says he's going live over right now. Bayern versus Leverkusen over 3.5. He's liking that. So shout out to everyone. Of course, Michael from Broncos Europe, a great listener here, and everyone's enjoying these English Premier League picks. And I just remembered this, Trey. Remember, always check your profit boosts before you make any bets.
Yes.
Right now, if you opt in at the top of your DraftKings Sportsbook app, you're going to get a 30% profit boost on any bet you make on the Rocket Mortgage. So if you want to take Tony Finau at 66-1, boost that up another 30%. I'm no expert on percentages, but that's going to get it a lot higher.
Fair enough. Don't need to be an expert on percentages for that one. Yeah, and like Matsuyama here, since I already hit up Tony Finau, that would be another one to use your odds boost on since he played so well. God, I just can't get enough of the golf, Ryan. You've really created a monster, and I blame you. I'll be bringing that up when inevitably I have to go to, marriage counseling because I've lost all our family savings because of the stupid golf betting. But I'd love to know with the guy still. You take no responsibility. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, no, I was going to say I take a responsibility. I need to stop you from making parlays. You've gone parlay crazy on me, and I've been down that road, and you don't want to go there. You stay away from that path.
Do you want to hear my latest parlay fling since it's just the weekend and we're having fun? I do a weekly draft podcast with our good friend Henry Chisholm, and who was very excited once the DK started having NWSL lines, the women's soccer league here in the US. And just picking his brain, next thing you know, he's been talking my ear off for 45 minutes and giving me his notes on the games that he's watched so far and all of this. So I said,
he's
okay,
watching
Hank.
Right now. He said, we need a goal, all caps.
We do need a goal. Yes, we need. Who is it? Blue Rain. Sky Blue needs to tie this bad boy up against the Utah Royals. But if that goes through, then we've got 3 other picks in play that Henry feels pretty confident about, and we could have a nice 4-way parlay that
You're telling me that if the first leg of your parlay hits, the other 3 legs might hit?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
This is the problem, Andre. This is the problem.
We have the OL Reign to win, if you want to know that pick. Washington Spirits to win, and the North Carolina Courage, which is, I'm told the North Carolina Courage is one of the great locks of the week.
Okay, well, I love mining for little advantages that you might have over the sports book, and it wouldn't surprise me if Hank has an inside line on NWSL knowledge. So You guys got to rope me in on this type of stuff when you're telling me about this.
I mean,
I've always thought if you could become an expert on like Atlantic 10 women's basketball, like you could really make some money off of it. So NWSL, it kind of falls in the same category of not exactly top of the mind for most bettors.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And you do see some advantages in these kind of leagues. I know Hank's been mining kind of the injury reports because with less star players, the few star players that are playing right now just makes such a huge difference. So depending on, who is playing and who isn't on a given game in this tournament format, it really makes a difference. But yeah, we need a tie, and we need one quick.
All right. Quickly, I want to give a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, the place where you can get in on all these bets, but also all the awesome odds boosts that we always talk about. Odds boosts, profit boosts, free money sometimes just shows up your account if you're if you're good and or if you're naughty and nice. If you're nice, then sometimes you just get stocking stuffers that you weren't even expecting. So head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook now. Use the code DNVR when you sign up, and for a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. That's right. DraftKings Sportsbook has a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. It's the top-rated sportsbook app in the country, and as soon as you get on there and see how user-friendly it is, you'll understand why. So hit up DraftKings Sportsbook today. Use that code DNVR when you sign up through the app. All right, and of course, that is 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details, and if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Okay, Dre, anything else that we need to know about here as the weekend goes on? People probably, going to be having a good time today. Maybe they're out on the lake. Maybe they're doing their thing. But also tomorrow is, kind of a big recovery day in the U.S. A lot of people on the couch. We talked a little bit about the golf. I think there's a lot of value there just in picking someone that you like and getting it rolling with those guys. Maybe we can get this graphic off the screen soon. And there we go. Picking a guy that you like, if you notice the guy's hitting a lot of fairways or whatever, anyone who's not Webb Simpson or Bryson DeChambeau is going to make you some good money. Now, if you ask me if you put a gun to my head right now, I think Bryson DeChambeau is going to win the tournament. But he had a great closer. So Sunday hasn't been his finest day. And if him and Webb Simpson can slip up here, I mean, everyone else over 10-1. So pick someone you like, use your little 30% profit boost, get it up a little bit. And there's still some names up here that you've recognized if you've been watching. Tyrell Hatton, Victor Hovland, even Scott Stallings, a guy who's been showing up on the top. Doc Redman. So you'll recognize some guys. I recommend if you have some time today, watch. Find someone in the top 10, maybe even top 15 that you just think, hey, this guy has a chance to heat up. He's hitting the ball really well and get in on someone. I think there's a lot of money to be made on this tournament if those top two falter.
Armor 3 holes in -2. That might be some nice value. Though I almost wonder, is this the point where I use my profit boost on a Simpson or DeChambeau to boost that up a little? And
that's true as well,
because the rest is already kind of all gravy. So time to factor that in. Yeah. Matsuyama intrigues me too. God damn it, all this golf. It's too fun. I will say, for my late night owls, you will find on ESPN, they are having the first Grand Prix of the Formula One season returning. And our good friends at DraftKings are giving you a great odds boost on Lewis Hamilton, arguably the greatest Formula One driver of all time, driving for Mercedes. Mercedes right now in the qualifying laps and so far in the warm-ups has looked so far superior that there's a controversy even because the motor they're using now will be illegal by next year. So they have such an advantage over the competition that it's really controversial at this point if they should even be allowed to be using what they're using. Regardless, Everything's been authorized. They qualified 1 and 2. Lewis Hamilton was second. Valtteri Bottas, his teammate from Finland, always gives him a run for his money in qualifying, but then in the Grand Prix slips a bit. Lewis Hamilton has been one of the great advocates for social justice in our world, especially internationally. I think this means a little more to him. I think right now he's a plus 125 favorite. With this odds boost, you can get him at plus 235. So if you find yourself watching this Grand Prix early in the morning, or you stayed up to watch it because you had such a good time on the 4th, sprinkle that in and you'll enjoy that.
And another thing here, TBT, the basketball tournament. We've got competitive basketball on TV on ESPN. And there's no CU team this year, which really bums me out. I mean, if there's ever a year that I needed it, it was this year. For the first year, they're not going to be competing. But I'll tell you this. The Patriots, or the dynasty of TBT, is Overseas Elite. Now, they are the favorites to win the whole thing at plus 200. But I think that, if you could just ride these guys throughout the tournament, they are dominant. If they haven't won every single one of them, they've won every single one of them but one. So keep an eye on Overseas Elite and maybe just ride them all the way through.
I was thinking about you when I was seeing that there's TPT lines on there, because that's your betting origin story, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was when everyone was trying to tell me to hedge, and I didn't know how to. And Overseas Elite beat the CU team in the championship to take my dreams away from me. So, anyways, now we can cheer for them, or at least try and make some money off of them. They're 2-1 favorites to win the whole thing. But I think for today, that's going to wrap it up for us, and we'll go get to our 4th of July activities, and I hope you guys will as well. Everyone have a great day. I hope you enjoy some Breck brews, get in on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, do all of the great things that make a great 4th of July. So for now, it's going to wrap it up for us on DNVR Bets Daily. We'll be back, of course, with you guys on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend.